Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. M. At mealtime, sometimes a cat scratches out its paw to take the fish from my plate, but I cannot show any resentment. Master, why? You may even beat it once a while. What is the harm? A worldly man should hiss, but he should not pour out his venom. He should not pour out his venom. He must not actually injure others, but he should make a show of anger to protect himself from enemies. Otherwise, they will injure him, but a sannyasi need not even hiss. Always these small questions arise, small misunderstandings dwell in us. Accept what comes. When it is told, we go to the extreme to accept all that happens. But what is unavoidable alone we have to accept. What is avoidable, we have to strive to avoid it. The sufferings that come according to my past karmic load, of course, the dukkha may come, but every dukkha need not be caused by my past karmas alone. My ignorance now may cause my company in which I am living may cause some suffering. Now, a mother is there, she doesn't have any karma that she should suffer, but karma is such that she gets a child, and the child is sick to the extent of it is going to die. Now, that mindness she has kept on that child will make her weep. She is not actually supposed to weep according to her karma. The mindness, the child is suffering, the child is of next door. She sees, but she doesn't weep because mindness is not there. That mind, these things cause the suffering. So many things can be avoided if she has knowledge a little when the child is sick. Oh, I have duties to perform. It is nature's child. Nature has made me to give birth. I am blessed to be its mother. But I should not hold on to it. I must release my hold. I must do all the duties. Once I release the hold, I can do better. I can invoke God. I can invoke nature. I can see that child becomes all right. But my ego, my desires, my attachments do not leave. Many things we can avoid suffering. Sri Ramakrishna is directing towards it. A cat is coming and trying to take away. I saw when I was on the banks of Narmada, I was in somebody's house where there was a blind woman. She was not blind by birth, but because of some eye defects, slowly the glaucoma covered her eyes and totally blind she was. She was in her almost 80s, 90s when I saw. She used to sit in the veranda, and people would give her food, the house in which she was living. She looked after the children for years and years, and she doesn't belong to that family, but as a servant she came and served her whole life. The person who was there, his parents had brought her, and the parents had passed away. She has become extremely old, and all these children grew up because of her care. And she was there, and they used to give her food, was taking care of her. She used to sit with a small stick by the side, and she cannot see. They will give the roti and go. One crow used to come, one cat used to come. The crow will simply suddenly come and pick one roti and go away. Then the moment crow flies away, cat slowly creeps forward and takes out. She will be eating, she will see that roti is not there. Now this is unavoidable. She doesn't have eyes. She has to eat. She sits with a stick and does like this. To eat, when she keeps the stick below, they come and eat and go. But this person has eyes. He must make a system. The animals also can be trained. Here, the owner of this house where I'm sitting now, he feeds street dogs, stray dogs. They have got accustomed. Morning, they will be just waiting. Goes and puts. One puts in between. The dogs will be seeing. They never jump and take. He says, you eat. That particular dog will go and eat. Another, you go and eat. He will throw in the same place. That dog will go and eat. Because if it makes mischief, if the rules are broken, next day they will not get food. They simply obey. How they obey? Here you see they can be disciplined only through love and care. And how they react to the emotions. And it doesn't allow them to come near or touch or anything. He goes in time, puts everything, gives, and comes away. All birds around, he feeds in a particular place. Now, you see the difference, how to manage things. Now, because from plate some animal is going to take away, a cat is going to take away, to keep quiet is not advisable, because one is health point and we are giving license to, slowly it becomes a license, small gap in formalities, it becomes a license for them to slowly creep inside. There is one camel story. In the deep, dense Marabhumi, desert, a person was going with camel. He has tied the camel outside. Nights will be severe cold. He has put a tent for himself. In the tent he is sleeping, and after he has just slept, some small cold wind is touching. He sees the camel has put its mouth in the inside. He tries to beat and send it away. It says, see, I am just outside, only mouth alone I am keeping outside. I will breathe a little warm this one. He feels all right. Then After some time, in the midnight, he sees his whole head has come inside. Then he takes it to task. Then he says, see, whole my body is outside. Only my small head is inside. Why are you beating me? Then, around 3 o'clock, he is feeling little more cold, sees that it has already kept the two legs inside. And when we start, he says that camel says, you go out. Now this is how we allow the dangers to enter. Small hole, Maya comes in that way always. Small, all right, no. There, some places we have to be, some places needs. If divinity is coming inside, something good and great is coming into inside, open the doors, allow the things to come. So we must see that good things always find a place. And all these things to be avoided. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, a man in the world should hiss, but should not pour out his venom. Now, another story is commonly told by Thakur is that a Brahmachari was going, and then that story many times you people have heard. And he goes, gives a mantra to a snake which was harming others. Why are you doing this? Repeat this and you will get peace. Don't harm anybody. And then goes away. After many years, he comes back and sees that it is not to be seen. The children who are getting affected, they say, no, it has been killed, it has died. Then he says, no, I have given a mantra, without its fruition, it cannot die that way. Then he calls by the name he has kept for that snake. That snakes come out and it has become so delicate and small, lean. It was full of strength and it is not able, it creeps its body and comes and bows down to his guru. He says, what has happened to you? You have become like this. Then he says, nothing, I am normal. It is already because of its sattva, it has forgotten. Children had beaten they had taken the snake and beaten because it had given up the habit of harming them, coming to know that. Then he said, no, something has happened. Then it remembers and tells, yes, the children one day, I stopped harming them. I used to move freely. And then one day they saw me and then they touched my tail. I did not do anything. Then one of the child held and then struck me on the floor, and till I died, almost became unconscious. Midnight I got consciousness and went to the hole. From that day I don't come out. I have fallen leaves and all that I eat. You told me not to hurt anybody, not to bite. Then he says, I asked you not to bite, but I did not tell you not to hiss. When such things happen, you should have hissed. The children would have run away. I asked you not to bite, but and I did not stop you to. You must know how to protect yourself in this world. And when such things come, you may have to hiss. That example Sri Ramakrishna is giving. But he should make a show of the anger to protect himself from the enemies. From enemies he has to protect. Because both internal enemies also are there. Kama, Krodha and all. Small, bad thought comes. Oh, where from it came? How it came inside? I am child of God. I am doing spiritual practices. I want to get released from this Prakriti, the bindings of nature. I want to transcend the nature and go beyond. I want to enter the life eternal. How this thought came in my mind? To hurt somebody or to enjoy. No. Even Krishna says to Arjuna, it is not befitting you such a thing. Befitting is the word he uses in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, beginning. So that it doesn't befit me as a child of God, as a sadhaka, as one who is wishing welfare of the world. So that immediately to recognize the error and drop it off. Otherwise, one small concession, doesn't matter. All do, I too will do. No, it should not happen. So there we see enemies. Otherwise, they will injure, but a sannyasi need not even hiss, because sannyasi means one who has given his life entirely to God and for the welfare of people. He has given his life and he has no selfishness. He doesn't need anything, nor he takes neither expect nor accept anything from this world more than what is needed for your living. Just to keep the body and soul together, take a little food and a small place to lie down, and whatever small needs of your life. The rest, every moment of your life, sacrifice for others and at the feet of God. This is sannyasi. When he has given himself to God and nature for others, why should he? Mother Nature is protecting all jivas. So many millions of species are there on this earth. The plant in the top of the hill where water is not there, it is surviving. All beings are surviving. Microorganisms are there, surviving. Will this one who has sacrificed his life for others, will he not be taken care? He has to be taken care. We see that the sannyasa means it is total dependence on God, total giving to God, total seeking of the welfare of the others and of nature, and giving itself. I am not there for myself. Let God and Mother take care of my body, mind. So this kind of giving is sannyasa. So when he has given himself, many people feel or ask this question, who will take care of you? When we leave the home and hearth and take sannyasa, the house people especially, you will do now, who will take care of your old age, this, that and all. Suppose they don't accept your, after some time you have to go away, or you may have to be, who will give you food? You wonder. This question never appears in the mind of a person who has renounced for God. One who has renounced for God, his full care is taken. I am giving myself to God, who is the Lord of this universe and is all capable. He can do and undo anything. To him I am giving. Will he not take care of me? Then when you analyze and see and ask elders, they say, not only you, my child, all your duties and responsibilities, God will take care. And saints say, if you have a child, he will be taken care. If you had parents, they will be taken care. Scriptures say your 7 generations above and below will get mukti, release. And to that extent, how much of renunciation, how much of dedication, how much of self-giving must be there in him to be a sannyasi, you see. Wholeheartedly you can trust God and His nature at all times. There is no injustice or any kind of dealings with God and nature. Total 100% dependence you can have. All other supports that you are holding on in this world are treacherous. One day, when most needed, they will leave you. At the time of death, when one is leaving body, who is there except God? All things will stay back. All my attainments will stay back. And nobody can help. I alone have to go. So I came, so I go. So this understanding will make us more and more clear that God alone is taking responsibility for all. The nature is there to intuit from inside how to go, what to do. So he will not, even when in our during training center and all in Mutt, Vireshwaranji Maharaj was the president. Some of the sadhus of some other denomination, because of their misdeeds and wrong ideals, they were caught in the street and burnt in Calcutta. And then we immediately, the headquarters referred to the local authorities, government authorities, to give them also protection, because seeing somebody doing some wrong catching and all should not happen. Then we went and asked, what should we do in case we are caught in the street by some people mistaking us for the sadhus of those, and they want to, then if they raise their arms, what should we do? President Maharaj told, see, if you are alone and anybody comes to harm you, just call on God. You have no right to raise your arms in return. And if any time it happens against the institution, if it happens against the dharma, you can, sometime, seeing the situations, you may have to raise your hand. So individually. And there was a day when we had the army attachment course and martial art was taught. We had 3 months intense training. We had just in the end of college days. And then after the whole martial art was taught, and then the last day when I was parting, the in charge who taught the martial art to us, he took me inside his cabin. Whole thing was tents in a forest-like area far away from the residence of people on the Mysore road. And he took me, it is a tent, his cabin is a tent. He took me inside and put his hand on my shoulder and told, now I have taught you the martial art. With this you can kill any person. But see that you will never use it for self-defense of your own. You have to behave like an ordinary man with ordinary strength. without using the techniques. If you are trying to, if any person is trying to attack you, you should not use your the techniques I have taught to kill or harm him. But if it is against the country, if it is against the laws, if it is comes to the fate of others, try to use your strength, but not for yourself. Then immediately I fell at his feet and look at that ideal, supreme ideal, that nobody should be harmed. It is to protect the weaker section. It is not to harm this or show your strength or for your small life that you are going to use this. All the strength and techniques given to you. And see the difference. We think there are people who go for learning martial art or the karate and all for self-defense. He said no. To defend others, to defend the nation, to defend the ideals, to defend dharma, you have to use it. So we see this, how and when to a sannyasi, when Sri Ramakrishna is telling, but a sannyasi need not even hiss, is totally taken care. This is the highest ideal of ahimsa. Not to hurt anybody in spite of your having strength and an error in front of you. Try to pardon, try to see that no life gets hurt. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.